what's going down, Commanders? I made a post this morning, and a lot of people seem to be interested in it. I will bring it up at a later date when I want to get a lot more people in answering the question that I asked, or the poll that I put out on Facebook. It's basically about does anyone do PvP anymore? And I got lucky this morning. I got to hit a guy's base. Look, this isn't me trying to slant this guy, trying to slander him, trying to make him feel little or anything like that. This isn't the whole point of this video is to try to show that the value in PvP is just grown to an outrageous proportion, and Kixeye's greed needs to stop. And I'm going to just quickly run through the platoons. These have been repairing for a little while. I worked this out when I very first finished the base. That was 9 coin. So 9 coin. That was 13 coin. And this one's 24 coin. This one's 24 coin. So that's 4 tunes there that I've got it written down. Hang on. So we've got 9, 13, 24, 24. Then I've got me standard PV normal air. That was 19 coin. And this one was 14 coin, which is still 14 coin. That's a total of 103 coin for one base. I don't never claim to be a pro PvPer like some people. I don't run around sectors claiming to be something I'm not. A pro this, a pro that. I'm not full of that bullshit. I'm just a standard player when it comes to PvP. I do it, I enjoy it, it's a bit of fun, but you're not going to get me to coin 103 coin for one base. And this is my biggest problem, is that in that one base, let me get the attack log up, you can see it was all done in one base. Let me just get rid of that. It was all done in one base. Again, I'm not trying to pick fault with this guy. You can all point fingers at me and say I'm a noob, whatever. But you've got to work out the average player hasn't got that fucking... Their units maxed out, which mine ain't. This is even if the attack log works. And the skills are lacking. And my brain can't fathom why Kixeye would put that out of reach of normal players, PvP. Where PvP is so expensive that you're looking at $10. Yeah, shit, my attack log's bust. I have got it saved as a picture, I believe. Hang on, bear with me. I've got the actual attack log saved as a picture somewhere. There. Right, let me just bring that across. Right now, zoom in. Right, that's what I lost. That's for one base. A level 40, I want to say 46, but he might have been a 47. And he lost that. That cost me 103 coin for 7 minutes of fun. Now you average that out, if every player did one base a day or one base a week and coined it for 100 coin, let's call it roughly, round it down to 100 coin, that's a lot of revenue. But people ain't going to do that. The players ain't stupid. We're not going to fucking pay for something that's overpriced for what the fun we're getting. When you consider it's 103 coin, $10 for 7 minutes. Let's call it 100 coin average. I'm not going to argue about this, that and the other. I've seen people lose a lot more in my base. A recent one that lost more, over 100 coin. One previous to that dropped 3 sets of mercs once he got my missile bastion out, plus 2 free heavy tunes. You know, that becomes ridiculous amounts of money. But my argument is how stupid do you have to be as a company, or greedy do you have to be as a company, where you're outpricing 95% of your player base? And it's got to be close to 95% of your player base. You're outpricing them to be able to enjoy the most basic part of the game, and the biggest draw to the game is the PvP. When you're that greedy as a company, you're not worried about the nickels and dimes. You're worried about the big coiners. That you're willing to make things that expensive that you're going to fucking cut out 95% of your customers in favour for the top 5%. It makes zero sense. Back long gone are the days when you used to be able to put on a couple of 100 coin and you'd go out and you'd fight best part for a night, 4, 5, 6 hours. One base is 100 coins roughly. I'm not going to say it's, just call it average, maybe 75 coins average. How can you justify that? And this is how it worked with me. When I put the units into this guy's base, I deployed a tune here, and before it got to about here, it was dead. It didn't even make the walls. He had spawn trap units on me. I know that you've got to use a bit of skill to get them gone, but you've got to understand the average player, they're only in it for a little bit of fun. And, you know, if you're asking them to coin and you're asking for $10 for 7 minutes of joy, I think you're hitting the wrong marker somewhere along the lines. This is why the game's gone down to shitter. And it is. Our units haven't got no armour up no more. The Hellhounds 100% haven't got an armour up. The Eldivats definitely haven't got their 10-second armour up they're supposed to have. They're dead pretty much as soon as they're getting hit in the base. You might get a second or two of use out of them, that's it. They're gone. And they're gone to splash damage, all sorts. I can't understand Kixeye's logic in it. Surely the company wants to make money. Surely that they're the first thing they're thinking about is what is the basics of the game. PvE, PvP. PvE is fucking expensive. If you get DC'd in the base, I know it doesn't happen as often anymore as it used to, but if you did, you lose your PvP tune, or your PvE tune. That's 70, 80 coin on its own. Ridiculously overpriced for one platoon. Then you go on to the PvP, which is the big draw for this game. It should be Kixeye's iconic. They should be promoting that through the roof. PvP is fun. It's not too expensive. It should be fun, and it should be accessible to every single player within reason. You know, every single player should be right. It's not that expensive. I can go and do $10 and get a couple of hours, good couple of hours of fun doing PvP. But they don't want it. They've got I truly believe this. Someone posted that they got 90,000 players. So if they've got 90,000 players and you take 95% of that player base out, how many players are left actually literally coining playing PvP? Very, very few. A couple of thousand at most. Why would they want the game to be fucking so heavily reliant on the WoW coiners rather than saying, right, we can nickel and dime every player in the game as long as the game's enjoyable and the PvP is cheap enough for everyone to be able to access it, no matter on skill level. If you're going to go into a base and you're going to Ruby fucking 5 tunes in and you're going to be the first hit and then you've got a friend that's going to be a second hit, it should be accessible across the board for every single skill level, in my opinion. It shouldn't be Kixeye just thinking so narrow-minded. How can we scam more money out of the WoW coiners? They should be going, right, we want to focus on getting... I want 95% of the players coining. I wouldn't want the 5% that's left over, the WoW coiners that are left over. I wouldn't be focusing on them. Yes, they're going to give you money no matter what, the WoW coiners, whether it's easy, hard, it doesn't matter. But when it becomes that expensive, you're fucking shutting down 95%. And I'm not putting no coin in it until that changes. I refuse to put any more coin into this game. I put 50 coin on the other day. I wanted to change me faction for a test of a unit. That would probably be the only time I do it, is if I have to, for a video or something like that, I will probably put a bit of coin in. But going out and doing PvP, not on your fucking Nelly. Not 100 odd coin a pop per base. Yes, obviously I can go out and I can scout around and look for bases with less units in it, but that's not the game, is it? You want to be there and you want to hit the hardest bases, or at least give it a go. Whether your skill level's there or it isn't, you want to be able to try and not be fucking one arm tied behind your back because you know how much it's going to cost you if you did want to carry on playing PvP. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe the fucking... It's a no-brainer. If the game was accessible and the PvP was accessible to everyone at a reasonable price, you wouldn't have just fucking 5% of the players coining. You wouldn't have a big chunk, 50-60% of the players looking for fucking hacks if the game was accessible and at a reasonable price. This is the Kixeye's own downfall. It's their own making. It's craziness. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I just don't get their logic. Yes, they give us a bunch of free repair logistics, but that covered my 3 grand tunes. It didn't cover the 2 airs that I've got damaged and my PvP air. No. Absolutely fucking scandalous how they're getting away with this. Borderline criminal, I would say. It's like going to a bank and the bank robbing you, basically. And don't forget, this is all fucking, it's a gambling mechanic, this game. So it's all in favour of the fucking house anyway. Whatever way you look at it, it's going to cost you money. Whether you fucking, even if you cheat, you're paying for them cheats now. And that didn't take long for the cheaters to work out that they could earn good money out of this fucking, and it probably didn't take Kixeye that long to work out they could probably put the cheats up for money. Instead of making the game reasonable for everyone, they've just destroyed their own fucking creation. Frankenstein's monster is what this game has become. An absolute shell of its former self. It's a shame, and until the bean counters and the money men at Kixeye realise that they're losing out on the biggest chunk of their fucking revenue coming in, I can't see it changing. I can't see this game going any further. Maybe it's how they want it. Maybe they've given up on this game. Maybe they keep complaining about how old the code is and all that shit. You know, maybe they don't want to carry on with this game. Maybe a few more of them will be out on their job over the Christmas period. You know, because I heard that they did sack one of their leader coders just before Christmas. What a sad state that was. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Is that reasonable? Is it, or am I lost? I'm just out of touch with the value of things in life nowadays? I don't know. Let me know anyway. See you later, guys. Bye bye.